M&P by Smith & Wesson comes in lots of sizes. I won't say shapes because they pretty much all have the same shape. But it definitely comes in lots of sizes, comes in several calibers. And today, what we're looking at is one that I have been, not so much overlooking for a long time, but been holding out for a long time on acquiring. And that is the Shield in 9mm. Well, let's take a look. There she is, and of course, like I said, same shape, same look as the other stablemates in the M&P line, just a very much smaller size. The reason I've held out, one of the reasons that I've held out on the Shield for as long as I have, is this reason right here. What you don't see right there is a manual safety external, which I didn't care for, and I did not want a Shield that had it. And for a long time, the only way it was available was with a manual external safety. And then it became available without, and I just never really saw any. Every time I saw any in stock somewhere, they always had the safety on them, and so I moved along. But my trustworthy local dealer has hooked me up with a safety list, and these are probably a lot easier to find now. I'm sure the pipeline is probably pretty full. So again, when it comes to a carry gun, even a home defense gun, I really don't want any extra safeties to have to manually defeat. I want to rely on training and skills, and I want to rely on a decent factory set trigger pull. So that's what we have here. So let's take a quick look at how this thing comes. In the box, of course, we have the pistol. In that pistol is a 7-round magazine. Looks to be galvanized. Could possibly be stainless, but it looks like galvanized. I'll stick a magnet on it later and find out. Just in case you don't know, stainless steel, or at least good quality, good grade stainless steel, say 304, 316 or better, is non-magnetic. So if a magnet sticks to it, it's not stainless steel. For those of you who didn't know that. For those of you who did, sorry about the redundancy. Okay, so we'll figure out how to open this little box. I guess you just keep flipping it around. There we go. And we have our second magazine, magazine number 2, and that is an 8-round with a little bit of a extended base plate on it. So it gives you a little bit of a pinky rest here. Extended grip. That actually feels pretty nice, pretty comfortable. No taper or angle to the front of it, just a nice squared off extension, which works nicely. Feels good. Alright, then we have our lock, of course, and we have the first round fired, and a little chamber flag. I love little chamber flags. I actually do like chamber flags. These are good to keep around. Keep one in the range bag. Okay, so there you go, and then you have your owner's manual. That's it. Here's another important part of the Smith & Wesson M&P. Of course, it is made in the USA. The barrel on this, I believe, is 3 1/8. 3.125, I think, is the barrel length on this. It is, again, a 9mm. It is a single stack. Holds 7+1 or 8+1, depending on the magazine you use. Which, for a single stack, small 9, is respectable capacity. Again, I've heard a lot of good things about the Shield. And I've fired Shields, but I haven't owned one. So I am looking forward to putting the first 100 rounds, that is, through the M&P Shield. Should be a lot of fun. And then you can bet in the not too distant future we will come back and we will revisit and compare this guy against some other single stack 9mm that are out there, if you can think of any offhand. Let's take this thing and head to the range. Okay, so for the M&P Shield, M&P 9 Shield, for the first 100, I'm going to do a combination of different types of ammo here. I'm going to start out with some Herder Select. I think it's a good break-in round. I'm going to probably shoot some Blazer Brass, just because I have some. And Freedom Munitions, and I might put some steel-cased tull ammo through it. See how it handles that. Magazines are a little, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not smooth. The spring is not very smooth, or the follower, one of the two. So they're a little kludgy to load, but last round goes in good. It's not overly tight or stiff, so that's good. One of the things I like to try when I'm looking at a gun that is certainly a potential pocket carry gun, such as the Smith & Wesson Shield, and that is to see if it fits in a good pocket carry holster, especially one I've already got. Because, you know, yeah, I love running out and buying holsters as much as the next guy, however much the next guy likes doing it. But, you know, it's nice when you can use the gear you've got. So, happy to say that it passes the DeSantis Nemesis test, which is the pocket holster that I carry. And it's kind of a nice rule of thumb too, because the truth is, if it doesn't fit in this pocket holster, it's probably not going to fit in my pocket and be a contender for pocket carry. If I have to get a bigger holster, then I can't carry it in my pocket. So this is sort of the litmus test for me on whether this is a potential carry gun. And certainly the Shield qualifies. I mean, it's, you know, thin like a flounder and short, so with the extended magazine, probably no, but with the flush round magazine, yeah, you can pocket carry this. So let me pocket carry it down to the 7-yard line or so and get a target up, put 100 rounds through it. Well, as you can hear around me, the captain has turned off the no shooting sign, so I am going to do a little shooting. I've got a target 7 yards away, self-defense gun, small self-defense distance. I've got a lime green dot on my target. That's going to be my aim point. See how we do. The trigger on this little M&P is a bit heavy, but very crisp. There's no real creep in it at all. I like it. It's got a good tactile reset that's fairly short. And again, this is a defensive gun, you know, it's not a competition gun or a range toy, so I mean it certainly could be a range toy. So far it's a lot of fun to shoot, but you want a trigger with a little bit of heft in a self-defense gun. You don't want a light trigger, but it's very smooth and very crisp, so I like it so far. After 2 magazines, it feels good. Feels very intuitive to me, and that's always important. You know, looking at where those rounds hit from here, it looks like I hit, you know, threw one a little high, but the rest of them are or where they needed to be, and that's, you know, again, at 7 yards. So I'm not trying to test my talents necessarily, or, you know, the long distance accuracy of a self-defense gun. I'm at a self-defense distance. I want to see how it does at that. Later on in a future video, when I'm probably comparing this to something, we'll stretch it out to 15, maybe even 25 yards. Gonna keep going for that same spot. See if I can't eat a bigger hole in it. This is a really nice gun to shoot. I'm liking this shield a lot. This would be sweet in .40 Smith & Wesson. This is a very flat, short gun. But very good to shoot. Can you hear that reset on the trigger? I am really enjoying this shield. This is a heck of a lot of fun to shoot. Man, this thing is flat. I mean, it's super flat. I mean, even by single stack 9 standards, this is a flat gun. I can't wait to compare it to some others, you know, Glock 42, RPM 9, that new Walther CCP. Yeah, can't wait to compare it to some of its peers, see where it stands. It definitely needs a Talon grip, especially on a really hot day like today. But even with a Talon grip, which I will definitely put on this thing if I keep it, there's still the sweaty hand over sweaty hand part. That's the part that gives me the most trouble right here. So when I'm shooting and you see me adjusting my grip a lot, that's why. Man, this thing is nice. I'm glad I held out for the non-external safety, but having said that, I wish I'd had one of these sometime before, because this is a really sweet little shooter. A whole lot of fun to shoot, and darn accurate too. That's all I have to say about that. Today is one of those days where I kind of wish the first 100 would become the first 300. The only thing that's probably going to stop that from happening is the fact that it is already hot as blazes out here, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. I can't wait to shoot this thing some more, I mean after today, and I can't wait to compare it to some other single stack 9s, because this is certainly a strong candidate for best single stack 9 on the planet. And by the way, those are all headshots I'm taking, and I'm not missing. This is a sweet shooter. Smith & Wesson, M&P Shield, 9mm. Having fun. Let's go for some headshots. Open things up a little bit. Almost forgot I had that extra round. Shield, baby. Shield. I've almost reached the first 100. And it has been a pleasure. Man, this is just so sweet. So much fun to shoot. That is too nice. Too nice. It's too much fun to shoot. It's too ergonomic. It's too comfortable. It's too accurate. Weak hand. All headshots. Wow. Well, that was it. That was the first 100. Actually, that was, I think it put me over 100 by like 105 or something. So, 105 rounds. This is one heck of a sweet little shooter. I'm wondering why it took me so long to get a shield, but I'm certainly not sorry that I finally got around to getting one. We will be seeing this guy a whole lot more in the future, in the very near future, I think, because I can't wait to bring it out again. So I'm going to start putting some comparisons together, and we'll get this guy out here, see how it stacks up to the rest of the single stacks. And I got a funny feeling those other guys have got their work cut out for them.